First, let's quickly talk about Caroline Girvan and what Epic Heat actually is. Caroline Girvan is a fitness trainer who became very popular because of her home workouts on YouTube. On your channel, you can find many individual workouts as well as full workout programs that you can follow at home. One of these programs is Epic Heat. It is a free 10-week program and the full program is available on YouTube. There are 50 workouts in total with 5 workouts per week. Most of them are around 30 minutes long. The program includes lower body workouts, upper body, full body, and intense cardio sessions. Some weeks have 2 lower body workouts and 1 upper body. Other weeks have 2 upper body workouts and 1 lower body. The 5th workout of every week is usually HIIT or cardio. For most workouts, you only need dumbbells and your own body weight. Sometimes you may also need a resistance band, but in general you don't need a lot of equipment or a full home gym. I am 30 years old and when I started this challenge I was probably in the worst physical shape I had been in for a very long time. In the past I used to work out a lot, I was active and I felt fit and sporty. But over time regular workouts slowly disappeared from my life. I became less active and my body changed a lot. I had gained some extra weight, but it wasn't only about how I looked or the number on the scale. I felt weak, unfit and completely out of shape. Even normal physical activity felt much harder than it used to. I didn't like feeling this way. I remembered what it felt like to be strong, active and confident in my body, and I wanted to feel that way again. So my main goal wasn't only to lose weight in 10 weeks. I wanted to bring regular workouts back into my life, become stronger, improve my endurance and feel like a fit person again. And this was the starting point of my epic journey. To be honest, I didn't spend much time choosing the program. I only had 2 main requirements. The workouts had to be short and I didn't want to use a lot of equipment. I didn't really look at anything else. And later I understood that this was a mistake. But we will talk about that soon. I saw that most of the workouts were only around 30 minutes long. So I thought it would be a comfortable program after a long break. But I quickly learned that a short workout doesn't mean an easy workout. I also liked that the program had 5 workouts per week. At that time, I was also doing the 75 soft challenge, where you need to work out or do some kind of physical activity every day. So a program that already covered almost the whole working week looked very convenient to me. Basically, I saw short home workouts with very little equipment and thought, perfect, this is exactly what I need. I found out how wrong I was during the first week. The very first workout was hard. After it, my muscles were so sore that I already missed one workout during the first week. I could hardly sit down and even walking was difficult. There was no way I could do another workout. At first, I was upset about it. I felt like I had already failed because I couldn't follow the schedule perfectly from the beginning. But then I understood something important. I didn't need to do everything perfectly. I just needed to continue. I needed to get into the routine and not quit the whole program because I had missed one workout. Later, I also missed some workouts for different reasons, and now I think that is completely normal. Real life doesn't always follow a perfect schedule, especially when the program is so intense. Even though most workouts are only around 30 minutes long, there is almost no wasted time. The exercises come one after another and the breaks are often very short. So even the strength workouts really test your endurance. For the workouts, I had 2 pairs of dumbbells, 4 kilos and 7.5 kilos. I bought the heavier dumbbells especially for lower body workouts because I was sure that 4 kilos would be too light. But no, during the first few weeks I did almost everything with the lighter dumbbells. And I was honestly shocked when I looked at Caroline used her 20 kilogram dumbbells. There are different types of workouts in the program, but I can say one thing: none of them felt easy to me. I loved and hated every type of workout in a different way. My favorite workouts were the lower body workouts. They felt more simple and clear to me, and I felt more confident doing them. The upper body workouts were harder for me, especially when there were push-ups, because at that point I simply couldn't do normal push-ups. So I did them on my knees. And the Sunday workouts were a completely different kind of torture. If you have ever done a Caroline GIRVAN program, you probably know this. If you see Caroline with braids, you are in trouble. I think those workouts were the closest I have ever come to death. The workout I remember most was the burpee workout. For around 30 minutes, you just do burpees in different variations. Before that workout, I didn't even know there were so many ways to do the same terrible exercise. There were also imam workouts. In these workouts, you need to complete a set number of repetitions in 1 minute. Then you use the time you have left to rest. The problem was that I usually had almost no time left. Sometimes I even paused the video because I simply couldn't recover before the next round. But after those workouts, I felt the biggest high. Maybe it was just because I was happy to still be alive. Each workout took me around 40 minutes in total. The main workout was about 30 minutes and I spent another 10 minutes warming up and stretching afterwards. Before each workout, I usually watched a little bit of it first just to understand what was waiting for me. And very often I had the same question in my head: how am I supposed to do this? But then I started workout and I did it. Not always perfectly. Sometimes I paused, sometimes I used lighter dumbbells, sometimes I did easier versions of the exercises, but I did it. And I'm honestly so proud of myself. During the whole program I missed 9 workouts and completed 41 out of 50. And I think that is a really good result. It's also important to say that I changed or replaced some exercises. For example, one day I felt pain in my front of my thigh when I was doing reverse lunges. I didn't try to push through the pain, obviously, and I simply replaced all the lunges that day with squats. And as I said before, I did push-ups on my knees because I wasn't strong enough to do normal push-ups yet. I think this is a very important part of following any workout program. You don't have to copy the trainer perfectly. You can and should change exercises to match your level and how your body feels. Most obvious thing I liked was the length of the workouts. Most of them are around 30 minutes long, but in those 30 minutes you get a real full workout. You don't feel like you wasted your time. The second big advantage is that you don't need much equipment. You don't need a home gym, exercise machines or many different dumbbells. Most of the time you only need a pair of dumbbells, a mat and sometimes a resistance band. I also really liked Caroline's approach. You are not competing with her, you are competing with yourself. She doesn't make the workouts look easy and you can see that she is also tired. She takes breaks and sometimes she looks a little shocked by her own workout. And somehow that is very motivating. On the one hand, you can see that it's difficult for her too. On the other hand, you can see how strong she is and how much work she can do. Caroline does the full workout with you and she almost never talks. You can see the next exercises and the timer on the screen. There are no long explanations or unnecessary breaks. You just start the video and work out. The workouts are very easy to follow. Another big advantage is the mix of strength and cardio. The program improves not only your strength but also your general endurance. You can especially feel this during the intense Sunday workouts. I also really liked the variety. Even though the workouts are short, Caroline puts many different exercises into them. And a leg day is not just 10,000 lunges in a row, so thank you for that. The exercises and workout styles keep changing, so the program doesn't get boring. I also want to mention the core work. There were not many separate abs exercises like normal crunches, which I don't really enjoy, but your core is working during many other exercises like burpees, mountain climbers, planks, dumbbell exercises and single-sided movements. For me, this is much more fun than lying on a mat and doing many crunches. If we talk about the negatives, the main one for me was the way the upper body and lower body workouts were divided. In some weeks there were two separate upper body workouts, and personally I would prefer to have two lower body workouts every week because I enjoy them more and I want to focus more on that part of my body. But this is only my personal preference. It's not really a problem with the program itself. The second thing is that more program was too difficult for my fitness level, but again, this is not really the program's fault. It was my mistake when I chose it. I didn't really check the difficulty level. I just thought that because the workouts were only 30 minutes long, they would be fine after a long break. As I learned, short doesn't mean easy. And honestly, that is where my list of serious negatives ends. When we look at my results, it's important to remember that Epic Heat wasn't the only change I made. At the same time, I was doing the 75 soft challenge, so I was also paying more attention to my food, water and daily activity. I will talk about my 75 soft experience, how I ate and the rules I followed in my next video. For now, I will just say that my food was varied. I didn't have strict rules, banned foods or a special diet. I tried to eat more balanced diet, get enough protein and make better choices most of the time. So my physical changes were not only the result of Epic Heat. My food, daily steps and general activity also played a part. And now let's talk about the results. You can see my physical changes on the screen, and personally I think the results are pretty amazing. What do you think? But I noticed an even bigger change in my strength and the endurance. At the beginning of the program I did almost every exercises with 4 kilos dumbbells. By the end of the program I was using 7.5 kilogram dumbbells for most exercises. The exercises also became much easier for me. At the beginning I could hardly do push-ups on my knees. Now I can do one normal full push-up. And not long ago I did the same hiking route that I had done before starting the program, and this time I could really feel the difference. The hike was much easier for me. I became stronger and more fit.
So that's 4 exercises in total, 2 exercises on one side, 2 on the opposite.
Would I recommend Epic Heat? Definitely. It's a very good, varied and effective program, especially when you remember that most workouts are only around 30 minutes long and don't need much equipment. But I would not recommend starting with this program if you are a complete beginner or if you are returning to exercise after a very long break. The program is really difficult. The pace is fast, the breaks are short, and there is a lot of work in every workout. Also, Caroline doesn't really explain the technique during the workouts, so it's better if you already know the basic exercises. You should know how to choose the right weight and understand when you need to make an exercise easier or replace it. Would I do epic HIIT again? Yes, but definitely not right now. Now I want to try another Caroline Girvan program and compare the experience and the results. At the moment I'm choosing between the first epic program and Fuel. Please tell me in the comments which Caroline's programs you have tried, which one did you like the most, and which one should I do next. That's all for today. My next video will be about my 75 soft results. See you then, bye!